business. All right, like I was saying, geometric sequence, I got this common ratio. The common ratio is the number I multiply by, the number being multiplied. And that, again, is my R value, R for ratio, common ratio, all right? One thing I do want to make clear, look at my first sequence there. Let me give you a second to copy that down. Okay, so take a look at my sequence here, 32, 8, and 2. Aren't I dividing? Everyone agrees, aren't I dividing? Dividing by what? I'm dividing each number by what to get to the next, Sarah? 4, right? Okay, but it's still geometric, even though I said it's multiplying. Geometric is multiplying by a number. If I divide by 4, that's the same as multiplying by anybody? 1/4, yes. So just like, remember arithmetic, even if I subtracted, we said, hey, you're adding a negative number. Same thing with geometric. If you divide, you're actually multiplying by a fraction. So my R value would not be 4, it would be 1/4. That's what I'm going by. So you guys right now, I have 3 terms there. Let's find the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, the next 3 terms for me. Go ahead. Now you know what to do with that 1/4. Leave it as a fraction if you can. If not, that's fine too. I don't need to call on anybody for this. What was the 4th term? 1/2. 5th term? 1/8. And how about the 6th term? 1/32. Yep. Can we get there? All right, guys, I spent so much time on arithmetic sequences last week for a reason. I don't know how well we picked it up, but I spent so much time on it because if you had a good understanding of arithmetic and the formula on the formula sheet, what we're doing right now should be a piece of cake. Look on your formula sheet. Do you see geometric sequence? Now, there's a formula for geometric sequence, very similar to arithmetic sequence. Again, the formula for the nth term right on your formula sheet, a sub n equals a1, which is still what? First term times, what's r mean again? That's what I'm multiplying by, raised to the n minus 1. Right on your formula sheet. I'm not making this up anywhere. I'm not expecting you to memorize it for Friday. That's right on the formula sheet. So what it's saying, to find any term in a geometric sequence, you take the first term, multiply it by the ratio raised to the n minus 1. All right, let's use this. Find the 17th term of this sequence. 17th. Find the 17th term. It's geometric, so I go to my formula sheet, copy down the formula for geometric. A sub n equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. Oh boy, who's in trouble, huh? Who's in trouble? John Carleo. Take care. He's not in class right now. Oh, nice. Yeah, he is not here yet. Oh, yeah, he should be. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Yep, bye. Okay, going back. So find the 17th term. There's a similar question on the quiz, but for arithmetic, and it was a half and half if we picked it up or not. 17th term. What's going in for n? 17. Hey, look. A 17. I'm finding the 17th term. It's equal to, what's the first term? 1/16 times, I always put the r in parentheses. That's just me. You'll see me do that all throughout. Now, what am I multiplying by? Everyone okay? 4, because I do have a trick if you don't know what you're multiplying by. Everyone all right? We're multiplying by 4. What did you just plug in for n here? All right, so don't leave it n. Plug in 17. 4 raised to the 17 minus 1. And you can just plug all that in your calculator all at once. 1/16 times 4 to the 16th.
268.
Yep, huge number, huh?
Yeah.
How about we say it big boy, big girl style, huh? 268 million. 435,456. And a lot of people think that's wrong because it's such a large number, but what do you multiply by every time?
4.
Yeah, you're going up fast. 4 times 4 times 4 to the 17th term. Any issues?
Can you show us the trick?
To find the R value? Yeah, okay, no problem. Zach asked, hey, if I look at a sequence and I'm really clueless on what I'm multiplying by, here's the trick. It's not a trick, it's just math. You take any term in the sequence, except for the first one. Take any term in the sequence, Zach.
1.
1, okay, and you divide it by the previous term, which was what? So 1 divided by a fourth, that'll give you 4. 16 divided by 4. 4 divided by 1. So you take any term in the sequence and divide it by the previous, that'll get you your R value every single time. Yep. Any other questions here? Finding a term using the formula. All right, let's go to number 2. Now just find the a sub n. So find the nth term. Stop! Stop! Right now. We are at the point in this unit where we've done an arithmetic, and I've now introduced geometric. There's going to come a point, probably before Friday's test, you're going to have to determine what type of sequence I'm talking about. I did not write the word geometric in number 2. Yeah, I get it. It's a geometric day, but I didn't write it in number 2. What up there tells me I am dealing with a geometric sequence and not arithmetic? Thank you. Thank you. The R value. Because I may not come out with the word geometric, but I'll put that there for you. Oh, he's giving me the R value, so it's geometric. So I go to my formula sheet. A sub n equals A1 R to the n minus 1. Do you remember for arithmetic? Anytime I write the formula for the nth term, what are the only 2 things I plug in for? First term, and it was D, but now it's R. All right, so that, again, those are the only 2 things. When I ask you to write the formula for the nth term, you plug in for the first term and now the R value. So A sub n equals, what's my first term? 5. Oh, actually, never. It's telling me what the n value is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, my fault. I didn't see that. Scratch that. Sorry. Still using the formula, but now n is 6. So what term am I finding? 6th term. All right, that's my fault. I didn't got to read the problem all the way through, huh? So find the 6th term because n is 6. All right, now I'm going to start calling on you guys. Help me fill in the rest. 3. Olivia, what's the first term? 5 times R value? 3. What was my n value here, or the term I'm finding? 6 minus 1. And the 6th term, 1,215. Questions using this formula, because we're going to use it a couple different ways now. Going. Ooh, find the first term now. Ooh, first term. of this. Okay, I see the word geometric, so I know to go to my formula sheet and use the geometric formula we've been using today. Okay, now we got to find the first term. A1, right? A1. So you guys got to help me plug in for everything except for A1. A sub n, any term in the sequence other than the first. No. What's the term, the actual term? 20, right? 20 is a term, random term a given term in the sequence. That's not the first. Solving for A sub 1. R value, they already tell me, is 1/2. Now, are you ready? What do you think the end, because it's not 20? It's that term's position in the sequence. 20 is the what term in the sequence? 8th term. 8 minus 1. So I have 20. I'll do the algebra here with you. Equals A1. What's 1/2 to the 7th?
1 over 128.
Okay, I'll believe you. 1 over 128. What are you guys doing to get the first term by itself there? What do I have to do with 1 over 128? Well, there's no addition between it, right? So I don't want to subtract it. It's being multiplied by the first term. Okay, I can divide it. Yep. So if you want to divide both sides by 1 over 128, I'm fine with that. I'll leave it like that. So 20 divided by 1 over 128. Yep. So the first term is going to be 2,560. Questions from you guys? All right, now let's actually write the equation for the nth term. Here's where we were. Again, right off the formula sheet, geometric sequence formula. N stays N. Just remember that. Anytime I ask for an equation for the nth term, N stays N. So A sub N, first term, 5. Okay, R value, if you can't tell, we just, Zach and I just discussed the method. You can just take any term in the sequence that's not the first, divided by the previous, and that'll give you what the R value is. So the R value here is 5. Raised to the N stays N minus 1. Now let's talk, because I know some of you guys want to go 25 on me here. You can't do anything else. You're done. That's done. That's done. Why? You guys remember your, what do they used to call it? PEMDAS or order of operations? Exponents or multiplication came first? Exponents, which I can't do, so I don't even go to multiplication. This is it. This is it. This is finished. Don't give me 25. That is finished. That's as far as I can go. Ooh, B's a little tricky now, right? Yep.
Is it possible to do number 4, 5 times 5n minus 5?
No. You can't do anything. You can't distribute. This is not distribution. It's an exponent.
Do I plug in 2 and I still get 25?
Okay, plug in 3. 4. Do you get 125 and 625? I don't think so. Okay. Everyone all right? We're going with part B now. All right, n stays n. What's the problem right away? What's my issue? Hey, what's my issue? No first term. Can you find it though? Yeah. Where'd it go? I think we have practice finding the first term. Okay, so off to the side now. I'll get back to writing the nth term in a second. Off to the side now. I'm going to use the same formula, but now use it to find the first term, because that's what I'm missing from this formula to finish the problem. I don't have the darn first term. So let's use the formula again and find it. Any term, start calling you guys. Any term in the sequence I know. Mike, any term in the sequence I can plug in for A, N here. Part B. AN is any term in the, do I know any term in the sequence? Which is what? So I'm going to plug in 3. Looking for the first term. What's my R value, Mike?
8.
Times 8 raised to, what's 3's position in the sequence?
4.
To the 4 minus 1. Good. Everyone solve for A1 now.
Three over 512.
And I would appreciate it if you guys could leave it as a fraction. I don't know if you guys know this, and this is ridiculous that no one's ever shown you this on the calculator, but if you have a decimal on your calculator right now and you ever want to turn it into a fraction, most likely you always do. There's a math button right here. You hit your math button, and then the first option is change any answer to a fraction. You hit that, enter, and then it should change it back to a fraction for you if possible. Okay. 3 over 512. There you go. Yep, math. Go to first one right there. Change it to a fraction. So choice 1 and change it. Yeah, that's
the way it was in the calculator.
yeah, should have been guy should have been shown that years ago. All right, so go back to my nth term formula. I got 3 over 512. R is 8. N stays N. There it is. There's my formula for the nth term. So the little extra I had to do there was go off to the side and find the first term. Any questions or comments? A couple more, we're done, and you can get to start the assignment. All right, unfortunately, we are going to have to do some more word problems here. So we might as well just jump into one now. All right, so I start out with 5,000 cubic centimeters of helium. It loses 1/4 of the helium each day. Write a sequence that shows the amount of helium at the amount. Let's take a look. Write a sequence that shows the amount of helium in the balloon, not how much it lost, how much is in the balloon at the start of each day for 5 days. All right. So what's my first term in the sequence? 5,000. All right. So let's talk about how do I figure out how much is left in the balloon on day 2 now. We know it loses 1/4, right, of helium each day. So let me grab my calculator. I know I have 5,000 cubic centimeters in there now. What can I do with the 5,000 and the 1/4? Multiply it, right? So times 1/4. Okay, here's the thing though. Anybody want to tell me why my next term's not 1250?
That's how much.
Elizabeth? That's how much we're losing, right? We lose 1/4, so we just lost 1250. So how can you show me how much is left in the balloon on day 2? Subtract it from, so 5,000 minus 1250. I'll actually have, that's my second term, 3,750 cubic centimeters. Okay, there's day 2. Day 3. Now let's talk to each other here. Do we want? Yes, we can keep multiplying by a fourth and subtract that from the previous. But if I'm losing, if I'm losing a fourth every day, how much is still left? Or do you want to just keep multiplying and subtracting? Is that easier? You guys tell me where you want to go. Okay, I'll just keep multiplying by a fourth then. We'll talk about it at the end. So times 1/4. That's how much I lose. What are you subtracting that from? Not 5,000, because you don't have 5,000. 3,750 minus that one. What is that as a decimal, huh? Math, decimal. 2,812 and a half. So there's my third term. You guys go ahead and find the next 2 terms for me to finish this. Get in the fourth term. 2,100.
275.
9.375. Multiply it by a fourth and then subtract. And then the fifth term's got a couple more decimals with it. Look all right? Questions? Okay, write an equation that represents the nth amount of helium. So I'll go right off my formula sheet, right? You guys know n's going to stay n. What was my first term? 5,000. Okay, now watch your mouth here when you tell me the R value. Because I know we multiplied by a fourth, but then we had to subtract it. So I don't know if a fourth is my R value. But you can check. How do we check what the R value is if we're unsure? All right, let's take a term. Anybody have a preference? Yeah, thanks for picking the one without a decimal. 3,750 divided by previous term, which was 5,000. What was my R value here? That's what I was trying to get at, you guys. Instead of taking a fourth and then subtracting it from the previous, what we could have done is, all right, if there's a fourth taken out, there's got to be 3/4 left over. So we could have just multiplied everything by 3/4. But it's fine. We didn't see that at that point. So I got 3/4, and what am I raising it to? N stays n, n-1. So if you guys wanted to find, hey, how much helium's left after the 12th day? How do I use this formula now to figure out how much is left after the 12th day? There you go. That's why I use these formulas. It makes it so easy to find any term. I just plug in 12. All right, 2 more. One I'll do with you, and the other one you're going to do on your own or with the people around you. We did arithmetic means. You had it on your quiz. It was on your assignment you did in groups. Now we have geometric means. Okay? 3 is the first term, 24 is the fourth term. Find all the terms in between. So 3, what, 24. That's what I'm looking for right now. Works the same way as arithmetic means, but what's the key value I'm going to need here to figure out those terms in between? My R value. I need the R value. You got something with the R value in it? What do you have that's got the R value in it? On your formula sheet. Here you go. And then I'm just going to have to go a little slow. This is going to be a little trickier here. Yes, Jeremy.
So can we take 24 divided by 3 and that you get 8, but and then the total number is 4. Can you also do 8 divided by 4 and then you get your R?
I don't know if that'll work every time. Okay, you might want to check that theory on number 7 because I don't know if that'll work every time. All right, A sub n. You know any term in the sequence that's not the first? 24. First term?
3.
We're trying to solve for R, right? All right, what's the n value? Remember, it relates to this here. Where's 24? It's 1, 2, 3, fourth term. So 4 minus 1. (24) equals 3R to the third. What's your next move? Divide by 3. Yep, go ahead, divide by 3. So 8 equals R to the third. All right, now here's where I got to take over and show you some stuff on the calc. You guys, usually if that was a 2 there, you take the square root. Now it's a 3, so I take the cube root. Yep. Now go to your calculator. I'll show you where everything is you need. Taking the cube root. If you hit your math button, everyone, math. Everyone see cube root, number 4 for me anyway? Everyone see it? Choice 4 for me, cube root. That's where it is. And we're taking the cube root of 8. What times itself 3 times will give you 8? 2. There's your R value. So now, let's see. Now I take that R value and multiply. So next term is going to be 6 and 12. And last thing before I let you go on your own. Sometimes you won't be taking the cube root. Maybe you'll need to take the 4th root or the 5th root. Go back to your calculator right now. Hit your math button again. Now you won't see 4th root, 5th root. Everyone see my choice number 5, hopefully your choice 5. That's any root you want to take. So I hit choice 5. Let's say I wanted to take the 4th root. Now you plug in a 4 there. So now I take whatever root I need to take, which I don't know, the 4th, the 5th, and then I plug in whatever number I need there. I don't know, so I'll just take 16, and there you go. Okay, so any root you want to take, you can do that one under math. Go ahead, try out that last one. I'll write my answer up here on the board. Once you match, go ahead and on to the assignment, which looks like it's out of the textbook tonight. Which means I got to post the answers. You guys watching at home, there are the answers to the last problem to check yourself.